I'm Penny Spikins. I'm a professor of the Archaeology of Human Origins here at the University of York. I run the MA and MSc in Early Prehistory and Human Origins. Well, on this Masters, we take you from around 7 to 8 million years ago, so from the split between our ancestors and other apes like chimpanzees, to the end of the last ice age. So that's that whole span in which how we became human sort of formed. And so we ask all those kind of questions about the key events, the key transitions, what really made humans kind of different during that whole period. There's lots of discussion, lots of questions, lots of interesting things to think about. Well, York's a great place to be, not just because where we are in the university, we've got some really good links between the sciences and the humanities. On our course, of course, we build in human evolutionary anatomy, various different computer modelling methods, all sorts of methods like that, along with all of that more humanities and more heritage side. You can take different perspectives. York itself is a great city to live in. I think we have this image, don't we, of all the heritage in York, and there certainly is that. So everybody, you know, there's a lot of archaeology around, there's a lot of heritage, and that's all exciting and dynamic. But actually it's also just a nice place to be. There's lots of greenery, you can cycle everywhere, which is really lovely. During the degree, there are various different types of methods and approaches that you can use to better understand the evolutionary and early prehistoric record. And we cover lots of different topics. So you might be interested in Neanderthal art, you might be interested in the earliest humans or the origins of ritual, or you might be interested in the Upper Paleolithic, the Ice Age, or the new things that happened in Europe, some Ice Age art. And what we do is we give you a chance to take different perspectives and approaches to that. So some people are really interested in the human evolutionary anatomy side, so they're really interested in how our bones formed, different types of forms, and how they were adapted for the different things, and looking at that with particularly scientific methods, whereas other people are interested in, say, the origins of art, and you might be looking at that from even, we've had people looking from an art history perspective on the origins of art, or looking at that from taking different methods, doing a sort of big study of collating a large series of case studies, for example. So there's different methods and approaches you can take to this whole huge period really of prehistory. I think one of the things that makes this Masters perhaps unique is that we worked really hard to think what your interests are, to find out about what you're interested in, and being able to adapt the essays and the projects, and particularly your dissertation, around what interests you. So people often come to us. You might not know what you're interested in, but many people have things. They might be interested in art, or they might be interested in Neanderthals, or they might be interested in healthcare, and we try and make sure that as you do your projects, as far as possible during the course, you get a chance to build up those interests, find out more about them, and so that all builds into your dissertation. So we've had a really good track record of what people have done after they've finished the degree. So we've had people who have used this degree for sort of more generic archaeological things, like say working for the National Trust, is one example. But also we've got a good record of people who have done quite distinctive dissertations that have maybe been published and gone on to do research, and then gone on for academic careers or careers in academic publishing or research support. So really, really good track record of people who've used the degree in ways that then sort of they carry on still being interested and still working on some of the things that they started sort of all those years ago in some cases. There seems to be a lot more interest in human origins recently, and I guess some of it is all the things that's kind of happening in our world around us. We're starting to question, how did we get here? Is there really this kind of narrative of human progress? If there is, why are things happening now that don't seem to be working out? And so we've found that a lot more people have been interested in human origins over the past few years. And those of us who are kind of feel that it does bring something to our modern world. It helps us understand all the different options and different ways of living, and why we react in ways that we do, why we've evolved in ways that we do. So it kind of sets this really sort of awe-inspiringly large context on the place we are today, which is somehow comforting, really.